Sorry about that. I had to exit on the last video. This is the continuance. The first video was about almost 2 minutes. This one will finish it up. Sorry about that. So, as I was saying, he met up with these people. He met up with the older lady that he remembered her, but he didn't know why he remembered her. And as we read throughout the story, she says that she remembers him, of course, and that he came there multiple times. One when he was like in his late 20s and one when he was in early 30s, and he brought his kids. And for some reason, he keeps getting attached to going to that place, and he doesn't quite know why. And it's, as I read, I assume, as much probably many people assume, it's probably because of his friend slash, I assumed his wannabe girlfriend, and I feel like she had feelings for him too, even though she was 11 and he was 7, but no telling how long she was 11. She could have been 11 for about 100 years. But the Letty Hempstock, and so based on the Hempstock family, this actually reading this story really put me in the mind of a story I've been working on since I was in high school, which was about 5 years ago. And it resembles it a lot, actually, in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways it doesn't. And well, based on the Hempstone family, there's 3 that was in the story so far. Letty, the 11-year-old, the mom, and then the older one, the grandma. So, to my knowledge, I would assume that these 3, even the author said that he thought they were like wizards or witches. I would assume that since they kind of have powers, but not necessarily in that fashion, I would think that they are, I say guardians of Earth, or peacekeepers of Earth, if that makes sense. If things go wrong, they balance out things and balance out the motions. For example, when the author had a hole in his foot, I believe, from an earthworm that came out, the grandma pulled it out with a string, and it pulled out the evil essence that came with the worm. And out of the 3 of them, the grandma's clearly the strongest, and it seems like she's the strongest by far. Probably because she's been around longer, and there's a lot she's learned over time. It even stated that she was around probably before the dinosaurs on Earth was around. She said she was here when Earth was molded, most likely. So, no telling how old she really is. Which leads to Letty. No telling how old she is either. It says she's 11. The author even said, "How long have you been 11?" She just smiled at the fact that he asked that. And I believe if she was still alive, they probably would have got married, but it probably would have been awkward, because as it stated, he came back, he was 40 years later, so he was about 47. If she was still an 11-year-old girl, I'm not sure how that really works out. 47, 11. Don't think the community would really look at that relationship as too healthy. But Letty, at first, I didn't quite understand her character at first. But as it went on and on, I noticed that I actually really do like her. And the way the actual Neil Gaiman, the author of the book, the way he portrayed the children in the book is really, really well written out. And there's many examples I underlined in the book that the way he used the author as a 7-year-old. Yes, he was intelligent, but he didn't make him seem like he was too intelligent for his age, or that he was under intelligent. Like, there was things that he just never got or never understood. And I feel like the character, the way he was, probably could relate to a lot of people, even me at my age when I was younger, because my father was in the military when I was younger, so I used to hop around schools a lot. So after a while, I stopped excuse me, I stopped making friends. So as the author, books seem to be really my only friends at one point, because yeah, we can change schools and change people, but then again, books, they never go anywhere. They're here to stay. You pick them up and you're in a whole new world. And it seemed like at times books can be a safe place. And that's why I related to this story a lot, because of the way the author was. But one part I really want to highlight on was chapter 7 with the father. So there was this, I guess, demon creature female named Miss Ursula Monkton. She was really key in the story. She came from, I guess, the world that Letty and the author went to, and I guess with him letting go of her hand for a few seconds, there was a gateway that she could enter into the author's world, which was actual like Earth, or the real reality. And I guess he manipulated her dad. At first, it didn't quite says it too much, but later on, you notice that she actually had control of him, and that it was weird to me that he refused to eat, and he left the table, and he stormed off, and he ran into the bathroom and locked the door. And the phrase when he was like, "Well, the door's locked, no one can get in," you know, that's a simple child thinking, and I liked how the author put that. He's a kid, or he's an adult. He won't be able to get in, would he? And so as the dad busts down the door, he grabs the son, he fills up the tub with water, cold water, and he shoves the son in the tub. This is the part that really got me. He shoved the son in the tub, and if the son wouldn't have grabbed his tie and yanked himself and pretty much fought for his life, he probably would have died. And then it's like he snapped to reality, or I didn't understand that part, but he came back to his senses, and he was like, "Yo, you got my tie wet, and you should be glad your mom's not here, because if she was, it'd be much worse." And that point, I was like, so if the mom was there, y'all two in a double team that actually killed this kid? I don't know. It was intense. It was very intense. And just like Ursula, whenever he wanted to run away and go back to his safe haven, I would say, with Letty, she was like always there, and she would pop up out of nowhere and be like, "I told you to stay in your room, and if you don't want to listen, I'm gonna lock you in the attic." So also I noticed that I think the setting is in the early 1900s in South Africa. The reason why I say South Africa is multiple times they said that a certain character talked with a South African accent, and it says the author, his mother went out on a mission in South Africa. So I just put one and one together, and that's pretty much how I got South Africa. But everything in the author point of view seemed like it didn't start kicking off until he wanted his comic book for breakfast that he always read every morning. And it was in the car, in the back seat, and until the dad went, the son went to go look for it, and the car was missing. So the dad tried to report it. It was already reported, and it was down the street. And one of the, I assume the parents rented out their rooms to different people, because it seemed like people came and went, but it wasn't like they were visiting. They actually stayed there for a few days, or weeks, or months. And the guy actually killed himself. And once he killed himself, that's when we noticed, actually that's when we first noticed Letty, and we noticed her family, and we noticed that they had powers, or at least they were different. Well, I wouldn't say different. They seemed ancient, more older, modern humans. So, which leads me to think, do all humans have this power? Because at one point, I don't know if it was the grandma or the mother, but she stated that everybody knows everything, but knowing everything can be boring. At least that's the part Letty said. Knowing everything could be boring. So it made me think, can everyone tap into this power? Especially the power where they can swipe your memory. That's what really got the author. He always had a connection, and it's like, it seemed the older he got, the more of his memory would leak out into him. So it seemed like the more older he got, the more he noticed he needed to go down to this lane but he didn't know why he needed to go down this lane. And I believe it was because of Letty. As he leaves, he sees the second moon, and in his head he feel like it's just a mirage or something. But I believe that was Letty leaving off a signal, letting him know that she's fine and she can't wait to see him. But if she does see him, the real ultimate question is, will she still be 7? Or no, will she still be 11? And the fact that he's not married, I would hope that she's not 11. Or at least if she is 11, she probably has the power to be any age she wants. Just like she has the power to stay young, she could probably make herself older and attractive to him. I'm not sure. But it ended kind of on a happy note. Or at least it ended the way it started, the funeral. It started on the funeral and it ended on it being the night of the funeral. And I guess he had to hurry back so no one would report him missing or something like that. But overall, it was a great book, and I really liked it, and it was amazing. And it had its moments where it was kind of like really crazy, but it was also more intense than crazy, I would say. But out of a 10, I'd give it about a 9.3. The 0.7 would be some of the intense craziness parts. Like I said, the whole bathroom scene, the dad trying to drown the kid and then act like nothing was wrong. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it, and thank you.